A joke is a fucking joke. Like you go to a comedy club. No.
We've got some new people in the debate today. Everybody say hello. Richard, this is Babatunde. And when we're talking about comedians and how far African jokes can actually go in the industry.
Just African jokes.
Ethnicity-centered jokes.
You know what? I personally find it jokes when I hear a good comedy set that's based on the African mentality, whatever it is. A lot of the times when I hear it, it's from my experience as well. When you're young and your parents try to do certain shit to you, obviously being a foreigner in a foreign country, it's kind of like, yeah, there's hardships, there's things that you have to try and get used to, try and adapt to. So them things to me are funny. But I think of someone that's middle-aged, middle of England or somewhere that's never been around anyone of ethnic background. In my head, I'm thinking, do you understand the reference? So it's probably not funny to you.
For me, when I was going out and I was going to comedy shows and seeing a lot of comedians, at a time it was a lot about Jamaicans and stuff. Now, it's not to say that Africans are new to the scene, but I'm saying there's like a great emergence of, So obviously now, that's kind of like what a lot of the comedians are sort of focusing about.
We've got the cultural thing, but let's start talking about other stuff. We've got references like Richard Pryor, Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, pure comedians, and I feel that we need to learn from them, learn from our pioneers and broaden our material a little bit. But I'm speaking for myself, not just for every comedian.
That's enough Jamaican comedians.
You got experience within the African culture as well, so it kind of makes sense to you though.
Obviously, the mainstream's not really going to feel that because the mainstream's
The thing that kind of bugs me about it, even though I do African jokes, but the way I do it, I kind of flip it on its head, so I make you, the audience, laugh at your ignorance rather than me taking a piss out of my own people. I can only talk about myself. I'd never ever talk about any other comedian. You do what you do. But for me, it's just like, I can't go on stage. No, I can't go on stage and take the piss out. Yeah, exactly. Out of any culture, out of Jamaican, out of any West Indian culture, any African.
Wrong with that, though.
No, I do.
Babatunde was saying that a joke isn't a joke. Sometimes you've got to educate your people or whatnot. I completely agree with that.
Don't be disrespectful. Don't be ignorant. I love going to comedy shows, and the way I see it, the people at the comedy shows go there because they want to hear a good joke. To be fair, they're light-hearted people. They don't really get easily offended.
The reason why I find it annoying is because if you get popular as a comedian, your jokes get popular with you. So you put these jokes in the wrong hands, it becomes dangerous. It's just like the word nigger. You put the word nigger in the wrong hands, it becomes an offensive word.
But you know what? Sorry to go off the back of it, but see comedy, people forget the fact comedy's an art form. So what people think is that we can bust joke here and now I'm a comedian. That's not the case. No disrespect to anyone that does the whole African thing, but it becomes a gimmick. And you know a gimmick can only last for so long before you're like, what are you really saying? Not because Babatunde is my friend, but I appreciate comedians like Babatunde, like Fumbi, because they do the African jokes and so on and so forth, but it's like, I get it. Like he said, they don't exploit it as and make a mockery of it. It's almost like they exploit people's ignorance and that's what you laugh upon.
It is an art form, and I would like to see every single comedian, including myself, work on our craft and just begin to like show people that we have got skill with painting pictures with our words.
It's about knowing your audience. So there are comedians who come out and just have that angle, but obviously you have a smaller audience when that's your angle. Yeah, you're right, Middle England people might not get the jokes or whatever. That's not a bad thing if you've narrowed down a small audience, but it's a matter of knowing exactly who your audience are, pushing yourself and then exploiting that lane.
If you go to the mainstream, you can't do those jokes because they don't understand it. And this is the thing, you can't become a mainstream comedian overnight. So
but then is that why you're not doing those jokes, or are you not doing them because you don't really
No, I do them. I do those jokes, but the way I do
I'm saying for anybody who's not doing those jokes, is that the only reason they're not doing those jokes?
Because they're not comedians.
No, they are.
I don't think they're comedians.
You gotta make it universal though, bro. You can't talk about you can't talk about the Ghanaian versus Nigerian people all the time, because it won't go nationwide.
That's what you want to make money. That's what I'm saying, them men are not comedians.
If you're trying to reach the mainstream, which obviously this country is predominantly white, you maybe got to think about what you're saying. The fucking Kumar show, remember that Asian family on TV? It was on Channel 4 or some shit. I couldn't find that too funny. When I used to watch it with some of my Asian friends, yeah, they used to fucking bell up laughing because they got the jokes. So I presume it's the same thing for a lot of white people that are watching them African comedians and they don't understand the jokes as well.
They're funny people, they're entertainers. Like you got entertainers, you got comedians. I don't think I'm a comedian.
No, they may not be like an art form, maybe like a Chris Rock or something, but they are comedians because they do put the time and the effort to come up with a routine. They are comedians.
If somebody just wants to have a specific range of jokes to target a specific audience, they're happy with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people might not want to.
You know what it is? But this is the thing, there's no black humor, there is no white humor. Comedy is comedy.
But isn't it subject matter is only gonna like certain demographics will understand certain.
No, not necessarily, because I can make the mainstream audience, which is mostly white audience, laugh at jokes that I would do on the black circuit.
Isn't it about adapting though?
Black culture in this country is not the dominant culture. People might look at Americans and be like, oh, but they got it over in America. Hip hop is flourishing over there. It's been there for years. Like, they've accepted the culture, so things can be more passed around freely.
For me as a DJ, I can go to a place full of yardies and play a certain type of way. But I'm not going to go and play that way if I'm going to play in Scumthorpe. That doesn't make me less of a DJ.
But with comedy, it's different. You can do it. It's about how you articulate it.
Gilly Ashway, yeah, she's getting on stuff like Mock the Week. I seen her 8 out of 10 cash, and she still does West African
Don't forget
accent.
they always need a token person. And I gotta be honest, she ain't exactly necessarily really funny. No, it's a problem. No. Listen.
He is funny.
How can you say Gina Russell ain't funny? I know it's down to personal preferences and stuff, but she's funny.
I love people like Frankie Boyle, and he's really offensive. Well, I'm black, and he makes a lot of funny jokes. I watch Family Guy. Family Guy's like one of the most racist cartoons out there, practically, but it's funny, and like I've got a good sense of humour.
That's personal taste right there. And this is the thing with comedy. Not everybody's gonna like everything, and not everyone is gonna get everything. My whole thing with comedy is all about delivery. Now, I've heard about 101 fufu and rice jokes. To me, they get a bit boring, but the reason why they get boring is because nobody wants to tell it differently. It's like, I heard that joke in 1998. So if you're gonna tell it again, it's not a problem, but tell it differently. Tell it in a way that I've never kind of heard it before. To me, that makes a good comedian when you can reach out to a wide audience and grab them with the jokes. Everybody across the board, not just black people, white people, Asian people. That's comedy.
That's the same within US comedy. There's still a racial divide within US comedy. Certain comedians, people like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, who can keep their jokes in that vein but cross over. And then there's other comedians. There's other comedians who very much it's like black people dance like this, white people dance like this. Like, how many times can you do that?
Yeah, no, but that's weak. If you're gonna run the whole standard stereotypical joke over and over again without adding a twist to it, that's jarring, innit? And that's boring.
When you get certain people who are up on stage, they're a bit shifty about making that a joke, and then when the joke bombs, they're a bit like, oh, okay, I'm never gonna make that joke again. Like, it's a little bit cringe already.
But there are comedians that can do that crossover. Like, I don't know if you've not known about an American comedian called Bill Burr. He's a white guy. I think he's even from Irish descent. He's very good about talking about black people in a way where it doesn't necessarily sound offensive.
See, this is what I was just going to ask you before, talking about things getting into the wrong hands. I've gone to comedy shows from when I was younger. If I went to black comedy shows, it was what Chucky was saying, never sit in the front.
Yeah, exactly.
What Chucky was saying before, it was predominantly more Jamaican, now so like more African, but you never saw white or Asian people making those jokes, and nowadays you do. Hip hop as a culture in general has kind of changed the acceptance of other races and ethnicities making jokes about black people in general. When I grew up, you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see white rappers using the N-word. You wouldn't see white comedians using black stereotypes as part of their jokes. I went to a thing in Brixton at Ritzy, and an Asian guy came on. His whole thing was based off, he was like the token Asian guy that does Jamaican related jokes. And I'll be honest, I was DJing for it, and I was sitting behind the decks just like, wow, I'm proper cringing. Like, this doesn't sit well with me at all.
There are times when you can really be in a really awkward moment and be really cringy, like in a comedy jam or something where someone makes a joke that's just not funny. There's a line and some people overstep that line.
It gets into the wrong hand, and that's why as a comedian you have to understand how to educate your audience at the same time.
Let's not forget,
Educate yourself about the subject and then make a joke about it. That way, if anyone asks you about it, you're able to back up what you're saying.
England is scared to accept certain things. There's still this kind of thing where it's like, oh no, that's too offensive, it's gonna offend these kind of people. It's like, look, a joke is a fucking joke. Like, you go to a comedy club,
Basically, there was a big divide. It depends on the joke.
I don't know how Teeth can say, oh, it's just a joke, no matter what the joke is, it shouldn't be offensive.
I know Teeth were trying to say a joke is a joke and people should just see it as a joke, but it's not. Especially if you're doing cultural jokes, people take that stuff personally. And especially in London, if you're ethnic, people don't see themselves as necessarily English. You're gonna have to play it safely and learn how to make people laugh at their own culture by being very smart, intelligent and articulate with it.
Wait. David Manning, funny.
You don't know who?
Right, he's a comedian, white comedian, and he's notoriously proper racist. Yeah. However, there's people up and down the country that think that man is the funniest thing since sliced bread. And probably within the privacy of their home or amongst their friends would tell those same said old school stupid insults like throwing bananas at people. That's not a joke. You're insulting, and it's also assault.
I think I know who the comedian Lala was talking about. It's no secret that we live in a country where black people especially are stereotyped within the media more disproportionately than white people. So if you've got comedians highlighting those stereotypes and making it acceptable to laugh about that, people that aren't from a background where they know any better, they're going to embrace that imagery and think it's alright to view black people in that way.
But are you saying those people that find him funny are racist? Is that what you're saying?
No!
What does it matter if they find it funny then?
It's not, fam. It's about your motive, fam. Do you know what it is? One thing is, do you know what it is, yeah? If you're ignorant on the subject and you talk about it and you ridicule it, I feel like you're taking a piss out of it. Exactly. So if you don't know me that well and you're making a joke joke out of me what you see in social. One second, you're taking me for an idiot, fam. If you talk about a Jamaican culture and things that we do and you ridicule it and you don't understand our motive behind it, but I will take it to heart. Of course I will. Why don't I? It belongs to me. I'm a part of it.
I slightly agree with what Teef was saying. Sometimes a joke can be a joke. However, this is when it's not a joke. When a man says, well, I went to school with this black guy, he was as black as this. Real black cunt he was a real black guy. And everybody starts laughing. That's not funny. That's borderline racism, innit? That is racism.
Wait, the reason why I brought out Bernard Manning, going back to Poet's point,
Take it
is
too personal.
that man probably don't know any black people at all. And he's basing his jokes off of like old school stereotypes.
And he's making a mockery of it.
And it's like,
You think that?
there's nothing you're basing it on. Him and what's the other one? Jim, the guy with the ginger hair.
This depends on. It depends on your.
You've got no insight.
You gotta watch the double standard.
He's saying that there's a double standard basically because it's like that with a white comedian saying about black people, but what about black comedians taking a mick out of their own culture?
No, that's what I was saying from the beginning.
Black people make jokes about English people all the time. White people make jokes about African people and Jamaican people and da 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 da. I think the most awkward thing is when you see a white person with a black crowd making jokes about black people. Cringe.
That's what I was saying from the beginning. You can't say it.
Do you know what? Yeah, if you make a mockery of something you don't understand, to me personally, you're just taking a piss out of it.
Even as a black
even as a black person, you're making it acceptable for everyone to do it, and that's not right, cuz.
That's a joke.
I don't like that.
You have to understand some things. That just have
No, it's deeper than a joke, bro.
When it comes to comedy, if you're doing a set on stage, it's either you're funny or you're not. And I can choose whether to find you funny or not, and I can choose what to do about it if I find you funny or not. Stop trying to act like people are holding a fucking TV to your head and like, watch this or listen to this. It's not fucking like that. If you don't find it funny, that's fine. Go and find something that you do find funny.
For as long as you ain't offending no one like directly, personally in the crowd, then I think it's okay, man.
It is deeper than that, brother.
If one man's gonna tell a joke here about a certain race and he comes off stage and he advocates racism, that guy's a motherfucking prick.
No,
if you make
if I tell you something, yeah, I don't know how you're gonna take it. I can't tell you how you're gonna take it.
It's either you find it funny or you don't.
It's not that black and white. You might take it and be like, that's face value.
People are just too sensitive.
To be honest with you, I'm with Teef on this one because if you take life too seriously, you're gonna live a very miserable life.
Basically, if you're too fucking sensitive, I just don't agree with you. Lighten the fuck up, man, and you have choices. I'm not down with this whole victim way of looking at life. Be lighthearted with this shit. Just fuck, man. Trying to be miserable all the time is just not for me, man.
Doesn't it depend on the joke though? Everybody's just like raring about this whole thing, but we don't even know exactly what sort of jokes we're going on with. Because as you said, like it is about the motive, innit? Yeah. We are talking about cultural jokes, and there are certain things that I feel like anybody can talk about. There are certain things that are very, very touchy.
I have no problem with any comedian doing any joke. Obviously know your limitations, but I'm sure every single comedian is intelligent enough to know that, okay, this is going too far, because there is a thin line between comedy and ignorance. And sadly, sometimes as comedians, we all make that mistake. I've made that mistake and I've learned from that.
But I feel like in some senses, a joke is a joke. But sometimes some comedians are a little bit borderline with it.
Do you know what? Let me give you an example. One example.
Do you think you'd ever see a comedian go in front of a Jewish crowd and make a Holocaust joke?
No.
And then someone says, oh, it's just a joke. It's an extreme example, but it's true. You would never see that.
He was very right about that. You wouldn't really find people doing that because that's a very, very sensitive subject within their community.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Poet's points, I don't get what he was saying. I can't remember what it was, man. Me and him are gonna have some words off camera because I didn't quite. No, I wasn't really feeling those points, man. What's he saying?
I don't know. He's probably chatting some shit today.
Yeah, man. I love you, but no, I do.
Richard, I'm disappointed because I was sitting on the confessions upstairs. I heard everything after me and you were talking about Tiger's girl downstairs. You didn't even know what I said, but you wanted to act like I said something bad. And these times you've gone home because you know man is a bad man. If I come down, different type of beating you'll be getting. Whoa, pause. Not beating like that. Beating like punch up before you get confused. Big up Snips. Big up Babatunde. Big up Lala. Teef's my brother though, man. I love Teef, to be fair. Not like that though as well. Not like Elton John love. Brother to brother love. You know what I mean? Differently.
You know you're a side chick when you don't get bareback. Cap some shit from that bitch. That's a side chick. You strap up before you tap up. When you're a side chick, don't know how many other sides there are to you.
So if you're gonna come here and take our money, not only that, take our sound for your last album, because I don't care. I watched the Throne album. There was a lot of dubstep and a lot of grime from the sound on there. You're gonna take that without giving credit. Then at least embrace yourself in the scene.
Every single viewer, male viewer, maybe some female viewers will agree with me. I am in love with Jade Avia.
Man's always on point, blood. Man's
if Poet says anything, it's purely down to this concoction here, which he's made me. I don't know what is in this.
I was about to sing, but I don't know what song to sing. What song can I sing? Come on over to me. Come on over to my place. You mad insider.
Bacardi
what's in this,
and
cuz.
something else.
It's man's
alright,
eye, come
he's
on.
in my confessional, which is cool, so he can stay here because
Thank
this is about him.
I love Poet. That's my brother. We grew up together. We've known each other since we were friggin' youths.
Thank you, sweet pea. There you go. See, these are his jokes. Comedians out there, if you need a little something,
That's my jokes.
These are your jokes. They come from this.
I've been listening to everyone's confessions.
Don't blame him. Blame the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.